the Caitlin Clark takeover continues with her Nike PE selling out instantly. Not in a day, not in 2 days, not in 3 days, not in a week. They sold out instantly within minutes of becoming available. Within
just a few minutes of being released, Caitlin Clark's Nike Kobe 5 Proto Rookie of the Year shoes were completely sold out. Not hours or days, just minutes. Fans didn't even get a chance to refresh their browsers before they were gone. The shoes cost $190 and had a metallic silver design with red accents, but most people barely saw them before they disappeared. What makes this even more impressive is that this wasn't even her own signature shoe. It was a special edition Kobe shoe, made to honor a basketball legend who passed away 4 years ago, yet it still sold out instantly simply because Caitlin Clark's name was connected to it.
Caitlin Clark officially took over the NBA this year. She took over the NBA. I'm not even talking about with what she's doing on Sundays with NBC, all that. I'm not even talking about that. Take a look at this, courtesy of Soul Retriever. Caitlin Effect. Caitlin Clark's Nike Kobe 6PE was the single most worn sneaker in the NBA this season.
Take a moment to think about this. Caitlin Clark's Nike Kobe 6PE became the most worn sneaker in the entire NBA this season, not the WNBA, the NBA. Male professional players, who can choose any shoe they want, decided to wear the same Kobe model that Clark wears. According to tracking data, no other sneaker showed up on NBA courts more often during the 2024-25 season. This goes beyond just popularity, it shows total influence across both leagues. It's rare to see a WNBA player affect what NBA players choose to wear, and it's hard to think of any women's basketball player who has had this level of impact. This isn't just about being popular in women's sports, it's about going beyond that and changing the game as a whole.
Clark's Nike Kobe 5 Proto Rookie of the Year shoes sell out instantly after photos drop. Okay, it took only a matter of minutes for WNBA star Caitlin Clark's Kobe 5 Proto Rookie of the Year shoes to sell out on Wednesday. According to Trish Easto of USA Today, the shoes were available on the Nike Sneakers app via lottery system for only minutes before they sold out. Sold out at a price point of $100.
Nike clearly knows exactly what they have. According to
100%. Maisha Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen is another solid addition to the front court. She rebounds well, finishes rather efficiently around the rim. When the Lynx added her ahead of the 2024 trade deadline, she emerged as an immediate contributor for a finals team. Hopefully she can be the same for the Fever. Doncic, they gave Doncic a C. They gave Walker Kimbrough a C-. Some of these moves just don't make sense. They just don't make sense. Megan McConnell training camp contract, Kiana Traylor training camp contract. So that's just what it is on the Fever's free agency, man. Listen, I'm gonna give it time. I want to see how it look. Training camp is right around the corner. Let's hoop, man. Let's hoop. Get down in the comments.
Is exactly what creates billion-dollar sneaker lines.
It's embarrassing, the front office at this point. When you see some of the things Stephanie White is saying, when you see, Lynn Dunn with what she posted, it's just like the front office is dropping the ball at every single turn. Okay. So, we're going to take a look at it, and it's just some things that just don't make much sense to me. Now, Sports Illustrated, right? Sports Illustrated graded Indiana Fever's free agents, right?
And so the obvious question is, where is Caitlin Clark's actual signature shoe? Why is Nike still giving her player edition versions of other athletes' shoes when she's already proven she can move product faster than almost anyone on their roster? Angel Reese has a Reebok deal, Sabrina Ionescu has her own Nike signature line, and Aya Wilson has already released multiple signature models. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, who just sold out a Kobe tribute shoe in minutes and is influencing NBA players' footwear choices, is still waiting for her own. The business case seems obvious. Her Iowa jersey became the best-selling women's college basketball jersey in NCAA history. Her Indiana Fever jersey broke WNBA merchandise records within weeks of the draft. Now her player edition Cobes are selling out instantly and even reselling for double the retail price. Every product tied to her name has exceeded expectations.
Great in free agency personally. I think they did okay. I think it was solid. But they they were committed to Kelsey Mitchell, man, and I think this will be the last year of that situation. And this pretty much was we're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back with a few tweaks here and there. You know, I don't know, man. I just don't think we got enough size. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Atlanta Dream, they got size, man. They could wear you down. You know, in the playoffs, them playoff games get physical. They taxing. The refs let more go. We got to see how the game's going to be officiated this year too. You know, I think the games will be officiated a lot tighter. But
while Caitlin Clark's commercial impact keeps rising, the Indiana Fever's front office decisions are starting to raise questions about whether they fully understand what they have. Sports Illustrated recently graded the Fever's free agency moves as mixed, some good decisions, but also some confusing ones, with an overall feeling that the team is being cautious instead of aggressively building a contender. One of their key moves was giving Kelsey Mitchell a one-year Supermax deal, which Sports Illustrated praised as an A+ and basically a no-brainer. Mitchell averaged 19.2 points per game last season and showed she can play effectively alongside Clark in the backcourt. But the issue is the length of the deal. It's only for 1 year, which feels more like a short-term test than a real long-term commitment, especially considering everything Mitchell has done for the franchise through years of losing before Clark arrived. The Fever also re-signed Lexi Hull, which also earned an A grade. Hull shot 46.3% from 3 last season and brings strong defense, making her a good fit next to a core of Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Mitchell. In that lineup, players like Hull matter because they provide spacing and defensive versatility around the team's main stars.
And this is courtesy of Elaine Blum of Sports Illustrated, okay? Okay, here it says the Fever made some significant moves in free agency to build a potential contender around Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. None of them were necessarily bad moves, but some are more impactful than others. They're giving an A+ for re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. The Fever signed Kelsey Mitchell to a 1-year Supermax deal, and it's worth every cent. Mitchell endured years of losing. That don't matter. I'm tired of hearing that she stayed loyal and all that. That don't matter, bro. That they wasn't here when she was doing all that. Like that. I'm so tired of hearing that.
This Indiana Fever team doesn't have much size. Aaliyah Boston is 6 feet 5 inches, Monique Billings is 6 feet 3 inches, and Michaela Onyenware is about 6 feet 0 inches, but after that the roster is mostly guards and wings. Compared to other top teams, that's a concern. For example, the Atlanta Dream now have players like Tina Charles alongside Rhyne Howard and Alicia Gray. The New York Liberty feature stars like Brianna Stewart and Jonquil Jones, while the Las Vegas Aces have Aya Wilson and strong supporting talent around her. Because of this, the Fever could struggle with size in the paint during important playoff games. Another issue is coaching strategy. Head coach Stephanie White has talked about slowing the pace, playing more in the half court, and focusing on structured offense and defense. But that style doesn't fully match the Fever's roster, which is better suited for speed and transition play led by Caitlin Clark. If a team is smaller, it usually needs to play fast and create advantages in transition, not slow things down where bigger teams can control the game.
On full display, she played the 4 and 3, but also stepped into the point guard role when Clark, Sidney Colson, and Eric McDonald all suffered injuries. Keeping her around adds defense, 3-point shooting, and positional versatility that will come in handy for a team hoping to go on a deep playoff run. Monique Billings, okay, now I think this was our big signing. Everybody else was just kind of a getting them back situation. I think this was the Fever's big signing. Okay, Monique Billings may not be the free agency that Azura Stevens would have been, but she still fit in well with the Fever's core. She can provide inside scoring and rebounding when Aaliyah Boston is off the bench. She runs the floor well in transition and should be a great pick and roll partner.
Last season in the playoffs, the Indiana Fever were eliminated in 2 games by the Connecticut Sun, and the series wasn't close. Connecticut Sun completely controlled the paint, with players like Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, and Brianna Jones using their size and strength to dominate. The Fever struggled because they didn't have enough physical presence inside. Instead of fixing that weakness with a strong post player in free agency, they mostly added a role player like Monique Billings, which many feel is not enough against top teams. It's true the Fever had limited salary cap space because they are paying key players like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell, but that's exactly why they needed smarter and more creative roster moves instead of only safe signings. Clark has already made her teammates better by creating open shots and improving scoring opportunities, so the team should be building around her strengths with players who can finish plays. Instead, there's concern that the current roster and coaching plan under Stephanie White might slow the game down, even though Clark plays best in fast transition basketball where she can push the pace and create plays in open space. That same fast style helped her succeed at Iowa, but a slower system could limit her impact. Because Clark is still on a rookie contract, this is a key championship window for the Fever, but it won't last forever, especially as other contracts change and the team core evolves. Meanwhile, teams like the New York Liberty, Las Vegas Aces, and Atlanta